Would I be the asshole if I made my sister-in-law change the name of her unborn baby? My son, we'll call him Jack Emmett Smith, was born just over 6 months ago, and we decided to use my grandfather's name Emmett as his middle name to honor him, and because I have always been close to my grandfather. My sister-in-law is now pregnant with their second child unexpectedly after her first just had her first birthday. There will be about a 19-month age gap between them. The big thing here is that they already announced the name of the baby when she is only a month along. The name is the same name as my grandfather and my son's middle name Emmett. They already announced this to both sides of her family and announced that they won't even be calling her by that name but by a nickname for her entire childhood. My brother with all of this doesn't really care what they name the kids and really just lets my sister-in-law decide what she wants. Which is fine. But the fact that they announced the name and never even talked to us about it beforehand, and we only found out due to a group chat text, stings, especially since my son is barely 6 months old. My sister-in-law struggles with severe mental health issues, and I honestly don't know if I can bring this up to her without her having a complete meltdown and her end up thinking that we hate her and so on and so on. I spoke to my mother about it, and she said that she thinks it's great that we all like the same name and that names take on a different meaning for everyone, and that it is completely fine. My mother has also had to go through a lot of struggles in her relationship with my sil due to the mental health struggles and all sorts of issues there. Would I be the asshole for telling my sister-in-law that she needs to change the name of her unborn child because it is too soon after my own son being born? You're the asshole. It's your son's middle name. People hardly ever use middle names. It's actually kind of neat they are using it as a first name. It's something they'll have in common. Stopped reading after they announced the name and never even talked to us about it beforehand. This is over the top entitled, and it's their business naming their kid. You don't own a name lol. Look at how many families have like 8 people named John lol. You're the asshole. Edit. Okay. We made our point here. You all have people in your families with similar names. We can stop bombarding me with your comments that are the exact same as all the others. You're the asshole just thinking that it's your business. Why WBTA? For 2 reasons. 1. Thinking you can make her change the name as if you had that type of power to control what others do. 2. For feeling ownership over the name. It's a name. I'm sure you'll meet other people in the world with that name. Get over it. My cousin named her son Samuel. My cousin's sister had a kid and named him Sam. So the 2 kids are Sam and Samuel. No one took issue with this. This is not in your control. I suggest learning to just accept it. If you hate it so much, change your own kid's name because that you can control. You're the asshole. It seems a little weird for you to be upset over a middle name. Maybe the sil isn't the only one with mental health issues. You're the asshole. You are being really childish and weirdly possessive over a name. You do not have the ownership of the name and have no right to even ask your sister-in-law. You're the asshole. You don't have sole rights to your grandfather's name. Or any name actually. Your child is called Jack for a start. Edit. Jack being the first name, not Emmett. Nothing against regular Jacks. You're the asshole. The name someone chooses for their kid is their choice. Nobody else has something to do with that. There are 2 things you need to understand, and understand fast. 1. You cannot control what people might or might not do. 2. You do not have monopoly on a name. Yes. You are Ta. You're the asshole. Why does it matter? It's a nice gesture on both families to honor someone. And what the hell does too soon mean? She has the right to use that name the next day if she wants. You're the asshole. Cousins share family names all the time. And you didn't even use it as a first name. There is no reason your sil can't use it. Don't say anything to her and work on getting over your entitlement. You're the asshole. Emmett was the name of your grandfather in the first place. And he was the grandpa of your brother too. It's just a middle name. Both babies have a different first name and, when they are growing up, will have different personalities. You just acting like you sis-in-law stole the name. That's not true. My cousins have both the same name, the youngest in the first name and the oldest in the middle. And I don't see the problem. You're the asshole. If you cared that much about the name, you should have given it as your kid's first name. But even if you had, you still wouldn't have any right to demand approval rights of your SIL's name choices. You're the asshole. Why should they talk to you about it? You don't own the name. Nobody cares if your sil struggles with severe mental health issues. You are muddying the water. Even bring it up in this post. Your sil doesn't need to be bothered by your opinion because it is none of your business. What you name your own child is your and your partner's business. 2. There can be more than one kid in the family named Emmett, especially if the other name is something different. MTOB. And you're the asshole. Would I be the asshole for telling my sister-in-law that she needs to change the name of her unborn child because it is too soon after my own son being born? Yes. WIBTA. It's not up to you what someone else names their child. Emmett is a family name and you don't get to call dibs on a name. You're the asshole. It's very common for families to share names and for kids to have the same middle name. She likes the name. So do you. And neither of you are apparently calling your kid by that name. So there won't be any confusion. You don't own the name. She and your brother get to name their kid what they want. You're the asshole. It's your kid's middle name, not first name. Middle names are like 99.9 unimportant. WIBTA for trying to make your sil choose a different name. First, according to one of your comments, she's having a girl, and they will call her Emma. Second, Emmett is your son's middle name. It's not like she wants to name the kid Jacqueline Emmett Smith. Third, you don't hold the copyright to any name. WIBTA. You don't own names, and even if you did, your kid's name is Jack. You're the asshole. This has nothing to do with mental health issues. The main issue is you're being an asshole. You don't own the name. And if you loved it so much, you would have used it as a first name. Your sil has every right to tell you to go pound sand if you bring it up. You're the asshole for bringing up your SIL's mental health issues as if that has anything to do with the situation. Acting as if you can't bring it up because she'd be so unreasonable. You're the one being unreasonable. No one gives a monkeys what your child's middle name is. Only a handful of people in his life will ever even know it. Get over yourself and congratulate them on their baby and beautiful choice of name. Although I also have questions. 1. How do they know the gender if they are only a month along? 2. Have you asked your brother why they chose that name? Maybe he wanted to honor his grandfather too. You knew it was a family name. You're the asshole and can't own the name. You're the asshole. It's the middle name. Even if it wasn't, who cares? My niece and nephew cousins have the same middle name because it's a family name. Very common. You're the asshole. They can honor your grandfather just as you can. Nothing wrong with the same first name and middle name. WIBTA. You're the asshole. You don't own the name. And it's a middle name too. Personally, I would find it charming that they were using a name that was special to me for a first name.